going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link discount code down in the description. Just about everything on the line gets 5-star reviews. No matter what you get, you're going to love it. And the Glance LED keeps you up to date with everything. News, weather, stocks, sports, you name it. At a glance, no subscription fee. Change the way you watch sports, play video games, whatever it is that you do it better with a glance. And you know, the world kind of works in strange ways. I did a Madden video 2 days ago, talked about how catching was a real problem when it comes down to animation dependency in Madden. And lo and behold, I'm sitting here, I'm playing Maximum Football, and nearly the same exact things happens. Now, I don't know how I feel about this play, so you guys are going to have to give me some input. Sometimes you guys don't really appreciate my take on a play, but in this situation, I'm hoping that you will. We're going to go back. I first want to focus on this line because something happens here that I do not believe should be happening. So I want you to focus on this linebacker right here. Very good AI to blitz off this corner to make a nice arc to get back to the quarterback, not just running in mindlessly to linemen. And that's good. This is what you want to see. You want to see a linebacker take a path to disrupt the pocket. But you have this lineman here that apparently is hyper aware of what's going on the other side of the field, and he is going to start to turn and try to block this player, which he would really never be able to see, and this also puts him directly in the path of the throw. Not a good idea to run across the pocket, and really wouldn't happen in football. That should be something that kind of gets coded out of this game. But, as I said, we're here to talk about this catch, and this is an interesting one. Okay, first of all, I don't like how this defensive back plays back here. I don't know why he's putting himself in a position to strafe in front of the receiver, because if we're talking about a game that has penalties, this could easily hold up the wide receiver, create a penalty, misjudge the route, whatever the case. I don't like when a defensive back stops. If you want to cut up underneath, that's fine. But what happens here is even stranger, because he basically turns himself inside out. So I just want you to take note of where he is right now. Numbers and nameplate facing us. If we go back to literally just feet ago, he is standing with his chest to us. How do you turn completely around in that small of a field, right? You can see here, it's just an odd way to defend this pass. But more importantly, we're going to talk about this catch because the defensive back really isn't in a position to defend it because of all this really pirouetting that he's done in the field. And this is where I said, I don't know how some of you are going to like this feedback, because some of you might look at this and say, well, tip passes happen. Players can and have, don't get me wrong, tip the ball back to themselves. However, I just don't see this being one of those situations, being one of those scenarios, because as the ball comes in, you can see the receiver starts to go up for this catch animation. Our defensive back is, doing whatever he's doing, literally putting himself in the worst position to defend this pass he could. But you can see the receiver goes up, has one hand extended, and the ball is actually going to hit his hand, and then the catch animation is actually going to break off. And I'm going to flip this back around because you can see it better from the other side. The catch animation is going to cease, and then it is going to restart again with a different catch. And the second catch that he's given ultimately becomes a completion. And this, to me, almost directly with what we talked about with Madden. You cannot have animations, in my opinion, play back-to-back like this. Okay? If this ball falls naturally, once it hits his hand right here, that, to me, would generally have the ball falling straight down. But instead, the ball is going to work itself backwards. So now it's literally going against gravity, against momentum, so that it can fall into his chest and be held. We don't want this. This, to me, screams scripted gameplay. And just to show you kind of a 360 of this play, very poor logic by the defensive back to really stop the receiver's momentum this way. But for the ball to not be knocked down at this point by the defensive back, but rather almost knocked down by the receiver, and then defy gravity to come backwards and get this second catch chance. There should only be one chance in any animation, in any sports game. But to get this double opportunity to catch it is unfair, because as a defensive back, you don't get a second chance at an animation. As a receiver, you shouldn't either. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. I will be back in the week with more commentary.